Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. For the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews, press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Guilty Movie Pleasures. In-depth discussion on movies, no matter how guilty they make you feel.
All right, Guilty Movie Pleasure fans coming in hot today. Ben and I are back, and we...
Sorry, this is so funny.
Here, we're talking the greatest comedy of the last 10 years, in my opinion. This is the song you're hearing in the background is the recruitment video that McGruber uses to put together his team of basically pro wrestlers. All these guys are pro wrestlers. We got Steve Simone back in the studio. Ben Begley back. Well, you were here last week. I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, I had to take the reins, man. It's terrifying. It's weird when I like showing up and just being like, if things go awry, Josh will just reel it back in. It's weird when you're the one who you're like the Ringo of the podcast, where like people don't respect how much work you have to put into this.
You compared me to Ringo. All right, I'll take it.
You're the Ringo Starr of the Schmoes Knows Network.
And the fighting pride of Philadelphia, Steve Simone, back in town.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
I'm just watching it. It's so funny.
The entire podcast, we're just going to rewatch scenes from it and just laugh.
That's how funny it is.
If you go on, like, every funny scene... Because he's gay. It's so good.
Saint Elmo.
Okay, we were talking before. I saw McGruber in theaters. Now, I don't know if you guys know that. So the guy that directed it, Jorma, he's one of those Lonely Island guys.
Okay.
So him and Akiva.
Is he one of the three dudes or a director of the Lonely Island stuff?
He's one of the three dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're all like directors, writers, whatever.
Yeah.
So this was his directorial debut. This movie started off in like almost 2,500 theaters. By the next week, it was only in 177. This movie made no money. It got critically destroyed, and it's hands down. I mean, I laugh out loud
every time.
I rewatched it. It kills me. This movie is right on par for me with Dumb and Dumber. But the reason we're doing it on Guilty Movie Pleasures is because it did so poorly, and
because people have been requesting it too. That's another thing. They've been asking for it,
and Steve's been asking for it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Until last night, and then my PlayStation 3 crapped out.
Yeah.
And it's still, the disc is still locked in there, so I had to download it and watch the rest of it this morning. But it's hilarious.
I would have just taken a hammer to the PlayStation to make sure that DVD
give it back.
Did you buy the Blu-ray?
Yeah, a while. I'm a little compulsive.
Yeah.
I tend to just buy a lot of shit, and then I have a lot of stuff that I haven't watched, and it's really stupid.
And the fact that you owned it is amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I'm pissed at myself for not watching it until now.
It's been on my DVR. I DVR'd it when it first came on HBO, and it's been on my DVR now for 3 years. Okay, I have a really funny story. So, I'm starting to date this girl, okay? And my dad,
or in the past?
No, this was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So I'm starting to date this girl, and I wanted her to meet my dad. So my dad was in town, and my brother was in town. We were drinking all day at a USC game. Then we came back. My dad's like, I just want to get dinner and hang out and watch a movie. And I was like, cool. So I invited the girl over. I was like, we should watch McGruber. And my brother's like, yeah, totally. Let's watch McGruber. Because my brother loves McGruber, obviously, because he's a red-blooded American. So she sits down, and we start McGruber. And 20 minutes in, my dad's like, I don't get this. And I feel really uncomfortable that I'm sitting here watching this with a girl that I've barely met. He said that out loud to all of us. All right, so we turned off McGruber. The next day, my dad's leaving on a flight the next day. We're sitting at brunch. It's me, my brother, him, my buddy, Paul. And he's like, what'd you guys do last night? My dad's like, your idiot friend made me watch some misogynistic movie about a crazy action hero fucking a copy toner and with some girl that I barely met. It was one of the most uncomfortable nights of my life. I was like, it was amazing. I didn't even think it through to my fact that my dad would be that uncomfortable, but I guess he's a conservative guy from Pittsburgh, Catholic, so when he starts doing the tell me what you want me to fuck part, my dad was like, what is going on in this movie? I think it's just I think it really is a generational kind of a movie where the comedy doesn't hit for a lot of older people.
Which you would think it would, because it's spoofing all the movies that they used to love and watch.
Yeah.
But it is a different, my parents love 2.5 Men and stuff like that, and then they'll watch something like, It's Always Sunny and be like, what the fuck is this?
And Always
or
Sunny.
Seinfeld, they're like, Seinfeld was stupid. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I think that's the thing with guilty movie pleasures and comedies too is, always when we do action movies or whatever, we always poke holes in the plot, right? So like Commando, when we first did Commando, there was like 900 plot holes in there. Like he doesn't have to drive the bulldozer through the gun store. He could just break the window, right? But in this movie, because in comedies, all the plot holes are legitimately exploited. I mean, that's the point of a spoof.
It's hysterical. Yeah.
And it spoofs like the scene with the sweating body and the take these broken wings. That's
funny.
I mean they're all spoofs. The throat rip in McGruber is a spoof of Roadhouse.
Yeah, it's perfect
because he rips the throat out in that part.
Well, Steven Seagal also in Under Siege, right? He rips out a throat, doesn't he? In that?
Yeah. Well, no, he shoves the knife in the dude's head in Under Siege.
No,
right?
he does.
Does he rip a throat?
Yeah, at one point he rips a throat.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
That's hysterical.
Seagal does the throat rip.
Seagal does the throat rip.
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure.
And but comedies in general are kind of polarizing because
so subjective.
Yeah.
There's nothing more subjective than comedy. People, it's so personal. It's more personal than music. It's more personal than food.
Yeah.
Some people will watch, they'll watch Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber and they will have tears in their eyes, clapping, slobbering like this is the funniest thing. And then other people are
yeah,
that's silly.
Yeah.
It's definitely more polarizing than any other genre. It's like horror films usually, like The Conjuring pretty much scared the shit out of everyone who saw that movie.
I never watched that movie.
But comedy, it is tough. It's you got, there's certain movies. Anchorman, the first time I saw Anchorman, I thought it was not good. And then I watched it again. I'm like, this is the funniest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It can also be your mood too.
Right.
Absolutely. Or who you're with.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if you're with the right people, they can make anything funny.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And if you're with somebody who's a buzzkill that's like not like your dad at one time, it ruins it. Nothing ruins a comedy like somebody who's like, this is stupid.
And you know what's amazing about McGruber though? It's so funny that I was watching it by myself. I've seen it countless times and I started laughing out loud again.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Will Forte is a genius.
He's awesome. He's so funny.
Genius. I'm so happy that he's got a hit TV show.
If you're not
because
watching
they
Last
should've
Man
made
on
him a
Earth,
star.
if you're not watching Last Man on Earth, watch it. And it's one of the funniest shows on TV.
The fact
it's so good.
that this movie did so poorly really hurts my feelings personally.
Yeah.
It does. Because it's so good.
Yeah, but you know what? I view it from a positive perspective. I'm like, if this cannot do well, that means people can be wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That means people can be wrong. So as creative individuals, it's like put your art out there and eventually society will catch up. Van Gogh didn't sell a painting in his life. He sold one painting to his brother.
Yeah.
Will Forte is the Van Gogh.
Van Gogh of comedy. McGruber is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
It really is.
I actually do think that Will Forte is the Van Gogh of
I
comedy.
do. I think he's brilliant. Like
The
just
most underrated
looks.
He's super underrated. Yeah.
His looks, the way he delivers. Dude, I'm telling you, Last Man on Earth, it has
gotta get into it.
shades of McGruber in it because
right.
That show's great. If you guys aren't watching that show, watch it. McGruber, to me, it's one of those movies, like you said, you sit out by yourself and laugh out loud.
That's amazing.
I can sit by myself and
I
still
watched
laugh
it
out loud.
by myself the first time ever last night, and I was laughing out loud.
Yeah, and you can. What I love about movies like this too is we were saying before the show started, it's so quotable.
Yeah,
everything in this show is quotable, and I still text Matty Doherty, my brother, just randomly on a Wednesday. It's like Haas Bender, Dage at the end. Who the fuck cares?
So funny.
Can I tell you how weird it was though that before I saw the movie, you text me, "Tell me what you want me to fuck," and I was like, I haven't seen it yet, and I was like, what? And it doesn't come in until like
Let me do this. Okay.
It doesn't come into like 20 minutes into the movie, so I was just kind of like, I assume this is a quote, or it's to one of Macuga's ladies, and he accidentally sent it to me. Tell me what is it? Tell me
when you want me to fuck. I think we have it.
Yeah, please.
We have 16 sound clips to go
Oh my
through.
God.
Oh my God.
Maybe we.
This whole show is just sound clips.
It's just sound clips.
Should we do the plot out? Like,
No, we don't have to. We get it.
I mean, we could.
You want to do 3 minutes? 3 minutes of plot?
Yeah, let's do the plot.
Okay.
Well, just for people who need a refresher, I might need help since I just watched it.
We're going to go through
guys have seen it more than me.
10:30, so we'll do the plot in 3 minutes or less. Are you guys ready? This will be a race to the finish.
Yes.
And 1, and go. So it starts off, he's in the mountains, and it's in Siberia, and fucking Val Kilmer, who's played Dieter von Cunth, which is the funniest name.
Pound the Cunth.
I'm going to go pound some Cunth. So Dieter von Cunth, and he steals a Russian warhead. Then it cuts to McGruber in the village, which is shades of Rambo.
So great.
And little kids go by and call him a cocksucker. They like, suck my cock, McGruber, which is like two little Vietnamese kids.
So funny.
And he's in and then the colonel comes like, we need need you. And he's like, I'm a new man.
It's Rambo 2.
It's Rambo 2.
It's actually Rambo 2 and Rambo 4 combined.
Right. So then he,
why isn't he still active duty? Because he's been dead for 10 years.
And then you find out that his wife and him were blown up at their wedding.
At their wedding,
and he somehow survived.
Yeah.
And then now he decides to go back in, and I'm probably skipping details.
No, it's cool.
And then he gathers the world's greatest, most elite, badass team.
2 minutes left.
And then he's like, I packed 4 pounds of C4 in the van myself, and it explodes, killing all Zoolander style, killing all of his team. So now he has to team up with Ryan Phillippe's character and Kristen Wiig, and help me out. Where are we at?
So finally, Vicki. So Ryan Phillippe and him team up. They need a third, so they find Vicki St. Elmo, and they find her in her house, and she's singing her song.
So funny.
It can wait.
And 4 is the perfect number of love to all the children. It's so good. Vicki wrote the vows herself, and everybody's like, no shit. It's so good.
So they have to find the X5. So every time they devise a plan, McGruber goes in and just fucks it up.
Yeah, there is no plan.
There is no plan.
He has everybody dress up as him, and then they kill the one bad guy, and then they have Kristen Wiig dress up as the bad guy.
As Haas. It's not Haas! And then she peed her jeans. I peed him.
Don't worry. It'll take him a while to figure out it's not Haas. It's not Haas! Immediately.
So they finally get to Dieter von Cunth's the thing. On the way, he rips a shit ton of throats. So we should say that the way that they kill bad guys is they shove celery up their butts to distract them and then shoot the bad guys, which is
and then he eats it later and goes, don't worry, I watched it. And then he goes, no, I didn't. So gross. Where are we at?
Never say never again.
There's the greatest 80s spoof sex scene that then leads to the greatest 80s spoof ghost sex scene where he's fucking an invisible Maya Rudolph on a tombstone.
And the graveyard guy just walked by, he's like,
all right. Well, I'm not going to report this.
The saxophone silhouette.
And then they find out where the nuke is, and he goes and he rips a whole bunch of throats, and and
they're all of a sudden awesome at karate too.
He handcuffs Val Kilmer. He ends up getting blown up, but then they show up at the wedding at the end. Again, Val Kilmer all burnt Two-Face style, and he tries to cut his dick off, but he has no dick now. And then he shoots him a whole bunch of times as he's falling, and then fucks Kristen Wiig on the dance floor.
Done.
So funny.
3 minutes.
That was my favorite moment of the movie. I was crying. I was laughing so hard where he shoves him out of the window at the end, and he gets a gun and is just shooting him, and then he
launches the grenade
and then pisses on him.
Yeah, and the best was the face on the wedding guest behind. There's an old guy with a mustache. It's just like this.
They're all just super
it's so
you're
great.
A real hero.
McGruber.
Oh my god, that was my favorite 3 minutes ever.
Yeah.
Just reliving all that.
This is the kind of movie that you giggle the whole way through. Okay, you know what this movie is? It's an inside joke. Because if you haven't seen it, but you get with, let's just say us three are hanging out, but you've never seen it.
Yeah.
So this was 2 days ago, so you've never seen it. Me and Steve were just talking
12 hours ago.
And giggling back and forth, and you're just on the outside, and you're you got to kind of text. Because when somebody has an inside joke, it's the fucking worst, especially with girls, because they're like, and then we hear it singing, who's in me? And they're giggling, and you're on the phone. It's a nightmare. With inside jokes like this movie, if you don't know this movie and you can't quote it, if you do, you can sit with your buddies and quote it
for hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think makes this film unique? Many comedies come out of the gate strong, and McGruber does. It is nonstop laughs. But even my favorite comedies, they sort of lose momentum halfway through.
Yeah.
This did the opposite.
Yes.
It actually got funnier.
Yeah.
That scene, to me, it really kicks in when he goes to crash Cunth's party.
Oh, that's so funny.
And he was like, keep a low profile. And then it's the exact
He's got that suit.
Oh my god, the soundtrack alone.
I did an upper decker in his
Take me home tonight. Flipping the guy off. That, and then when he reconnects with Ryan Phillippe, they're hanging out
what's the last name?
I can't pronounce it. Right, so then they're drinking by the campfire, and he's trying to tell her that Vicki St. Elmo's the perfect chick. When are you going to make your movie? He's like, no. Because they dress the same. They're both borderline. They're both complete idiots. You can see they're the perfect couple. And then, no, you guys are great for each other. He's like, you're loco, amigo. And then the chirons at the bottom of the screen, you're crazy.
So good.
dying laughing, and then you find out, well, so why does Cunth hate you
Oh, that's
so
the
much?
best. That's the funniest part.
funniest thing in the last 20 years of life.
That's a funny, and for anybody who hasn't seen McGruber, Cunth is the Val Kilmer main bad guy.
Kills it. How great's Val Kilmer?
Oh my
He's
God.
so good.
I love him in everything.
He's
and he
better
can
than
kill
most
comedy.
Yeah.
He's better than most movie villains, and he's playing a comedic movie villain because he
he's so
plays
good.
it so
I'm MacGruber.
fun and
his
sinister.
henchmen, awesome. Everybody
Yeah.
plays it real.
everybody's so good.
That's maybe
because that's the point.
Yeah.
In a spoof, you gotta let Will Forte, you gotta let McGruber be the crazy one, and everybody else be kind of a more realm of reality.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when spoofs work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that justification when he's like, well, he was engaged to her, and he was engaged to Casey, and then I was his best man, and I started banging her, and then we fell in love, and she was pregnant with his child, and so of course I had her terminated.
Obviously, I had him terminated.
And
She's
we've
the
been
first
in
girl
love.
I've been comfortable enough to eat my butt.
I have no idea why he hates
I
me.
have no idea.
That's really fucked up. All right, let's do some sound clips. Let's just start from the top.
In a way, that's brilliantly spoofing. What we do, anyways. We create our own enemies all over the world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was political. It was political. They just had a little bit of butt eating in there. Hashtag butt eating. Be careful if you search that hashtag.
Yeah, don't hashtag
yeah.
that either.
Don't
Do
do
you
that.
guys want to start? The first one's up is sex scene. So do you guys really want to do that one first? Or do you guys wanna
What
do
else?
lines?
Let's do a line like the. What?
What's that one?
Which one was
It's
that?
I like holes.
It's when she's digging out the.
The bullet from his leg.
That I actually gagged when she was digging out the bullet and she kept like shoving it around in there.
Do the explosion tug.
Oh yeah, of course.
This.
No. Tug. You guys okay?
It's smoldering. There's nothing left.
The whole thing.
How about when Cunth is like, I had a team, but I blew them up with homemade C4. McGruber's like, the same thing happened to me.
That's the exact same thing. Oh my god.
I'm being set up here, guys. I'm the one that set you up.
That was even funnier to me than the Zoolander moment where they're like dousing each other in gasoline. It was just like,
This.
oh god, it's
Can
so
you
funny.
just play that again one more time?
so good.
The way he says.
No. Tug. You guys okay?
Oh my god! All right, what else have we got up there? What do we got?
You and your dick comments. It's fun to say them. It's fun to hear them. That's why I say them. That's why I listen.
Chris Jericho coming in.
So great.
So the recruiting scene, which we listened to up top. All of those guys were pro wrestlers at the time. I don't know if any of them, wrestling more than, or some of them still in the league
of course.
of assassins or whatever it's called. The one huge dude,
The Great Khali.
oh my god, that guy's gigantic.
Yeah. The Big Show was in it. All the Giant Mont Kane.
Yeah.
All the biggest wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
And they all did the commando slow-mo, you son of a bitch.
And then-
the Predator. The Predator.
It's so good.
So great.
I feel like also another reason why people may not get this movie, like we were talking earlier, is if they don't have the wealth of 80s action movie knowledge.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I mean, if you get the aesthetic of action movies, then you'll still laugh. But there, like you said, the Predator thing, it's some of the stuff is so specific that it makes it almost
I wonder
a niche
if
film.
that'd be a great question to pose to the younger guys that didn't grow up with those movies or don't know them, because I think it would still be standalone funny, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Because the problem is action movies. If you're born after like especially people who are not even in their 20s yet, action movies nowadays post 9/11 are all like super serious. They're like the thinking man's action film, like Bourne Identity and shit like that, where it's like kind of a skinny guy that thinks his way out of things, and instead of like just Arnold just goes in and there's no more. People actually aim in movies instead of the 80s when you just had to do this.
I mean.
That's my favorite. That's actually the funniest moment in the movie for me was when he finally shoots guns, and the way he shoots the machine guns, and he's just like,
So
this
funny.
is so much cooler than those stupid fucking gadgets I used to do.
I hit a barrel.
How about you try hitting a person? Yeah, good one. And then he just throws the guns. Where are the guns? Oh my god, it's so
I'm
good.
telling you, my face hurts already. All right, can you play the clip? I ripped the clip of
We should, yeah,
going
actually,
for the turkey.
But then,
hysterical.
like you said though, if Alexis, if people in the comment section who haven't seen, I'd like to know what younger generations think of this.
Yeah, because I think it's standalone funny.
Yeah.
And I know it's a spoof, but I don't even put it in that genre.
No, it doesn't.
It's
not.
It's so funny.
It has spoof elements, but it's definitely not.
It's not slapstick.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not like Johnny Dangerously or Top Secret or something like that. You know, like
it creates its own.
Yeah.
That's why I think
It's its
Forte's
own world.
Van Gogh.
He
he
is
creates
Van
his
Gogh.
own thing, man. It's
So
so
good.
funny.
It's part MacGyver, part Chuck Norris, part.
Here, I have these pulled up here. Play Shit Don't Stink.
That's a good one.
Zero combat experience, little punk thinks his shit don't stink. Well, just to let you know, your shit does stink. Stinks like shit.
It's weird. When I was getting fertilizer the other day, they were like, "No, this is good smelling fertilizer," and I said,
Zero combat experience.
Okay, there's a little
punk
bit at the
thinks
top.
his shit don't stink. Well, just to let you know, your shit does stink. Stinks like shit.
Do you know what's so great about how mean he is?
so mean.
I believe it.
It's throughout the whole first half of the movie, and then when they get sprayed with bullets, he just uses
them as a human
his
shield.
How did you know I had a vest on? Oh, you had a vest. That's so good. When he pops up like the deer and Tommy Boy from the back seat. So great.
Holy shit! I hope the audience is enjoying this half as much as we are.
God.
'Cause shit,
They are.
This
No
movie's
worries.
so
Oh,
funny.
it's the greatest.
Can you play?
God is a good one.
Yeah.
Or no, Vagina Face is a good one.
Go, vagina face.
How's your nose, rookie?
Fine. I just banged it into a giant vagina.
So my face is a vagina, huh? Well, I bet you wish your nose was a dick. So you could use it to fuck butts. I forget. The last time I saw you, did I remember to tell you how ugly I think you are?
You wish your face was a dick so you could fuck butts.
Like I thought he was gonna go into the vagina face.
So ridiculous.
You know who McGruber is? He's a funny version of that like really inappropriate friend you had in like the 8th grade. Do you know what I mean? Who
He's very much an 8th grader.
Yeah. Because he's an adult, it works. If it was a kid, he'd be like, all right, this is annoying. But because he's an adult, he pulls it off so perfectly.
Dude, the KFBR
392.
392 is so fun. Like when he finds the
He's got the binder that says clues.
And then it's just
nothing.
Wait, we're getting waved to. What's up?
I do have some some comments and things like that.
The license plate was awesome.
So I have Ryan Johnston who says, I'm 17 and I don't think I've seen it in like 2 years. I thought it was pretty funny because McGruber's SNL stuff. So I'm assuming that most of the younger audience knows it from that.
Pretty funny. That's an insult to the film.
He hasn't seen it in 2 years though.
That's true. Ryan Johnson, go back and watch it.
Raul says he's 23. Nice. Was fortunate enough to see McGruber opening weekend and it's up there with me. I want to rewatch it even more after this. You guys roll.
Yeah, watch it.
Nice.
Okay, can you play The Homie? This is one of my favorite things. I text people this all the time.
No thanks. What? McGruber don't play like Homie. And Homie don't play like that.
Dude,
McGruber don't play like Homie, and Homie don't play like that.
Again, my name is Macuga, which is similar to McGruber.
Macuga don't play like Homie, and Homie don't play like that. That's what you do all the time, don't you?
Yeah, I do it a lot. And that, for a younger generation, doesn't know who Homie is because of In Living Color. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that
Homie
joke didn't hit a lot. But yeah. Can you play Who the Fuck Cares?
Fassbender, dead at the age of who the fuck is.
Before that, he's like, "Give me the glow mop! Give me the mop!" And he's like, "That was pretty creative what you did." He's like, "It would be a great advertisement for their product." He's like, "I don't think it would."
So funny, dude. How great was it? The director who directed this again?
The guy from Lonely Island.
Dude, amazing.
Yeah,
dude, you have all my respect, buddy. Because the way he shot the Miata scene, the reveal. so funny because you're like, oh, maybe this really is a sweet car because it's just they show you just enough.
The lines.
Yeah.
It's so great. And he's got the bra, like every
He
detail
leaves
in this
Washington
movie.
D.C. and he's in Utah. Like 200 drove straight through.
And did you know that I think he died on the 4th of July? I think was his fake death. Like I was looking at the tombstone, like it's so great. And I want somebody out there to make a T-shirt of his sketch of him pooping from the tree onto, because I'd buy that shirt. So funny.
I think that also what makes these one-liners work so well is that you could take most of these and put them in an 80s action movie, and it would sound like something. It's not that far from what Schwarzenegger or Stallone. We've heard more ridiculous things since we've been going on
in actual movies.
Yeah,
like
what was the Demolition Man? What was the Demolition Man one where damn it, I'm not gonna remember. Where he shoots injures the one guy who's just trying to get food. We were commenting on that. Oh fuck, I'm never gonna remember it now.
Demolition Man. No.
Look it up. You're gonna regret this for the rest of your life. Yeah. Both seconds of it. And we were like, wait, what? A, you don't end up killing him after that quote. B, this guy's just trying to get food. C, what?
Yeah. It's like in Commando when he's holding Sully over the cliff and he's like, Sully, remember when I'd kill you? Like that's a McGruber line. I lied, and he drops it.
It's McGruber.
So great.
Play God. The God clip? I don't know. These are all bands. These are.
God.
Your God can't help you, Jim. But I can.
When I was in CCD as a kid, I would walk up to the nuns a lot and just say, Alexis.
God.
Your God can't help you, Jim. But I can.
Yeah, it's weird that you were kicked out of Catholic school.
I know, it's crazy. Those nuns had it coming, let me tell you. Yeah. And you know, my dad, mom is still very practicing Catholics, and sometimes I get really hammered, and they're like, "You need God," and then I say,
God.
Your God can't help you, Jim. But I can.
Yeah.
Trying to think of something that isn't a religious joke with this. It's very difficult. It's so specific.
Steve, you got it?
Yeah, no, I was just, I have no idea why I was thinking of the scene when that played when they cut his hair off at the end. Like how ridiculous that was, and that's what made him go nuts.
That's when he becomes a karate master. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Vicki St. Elmo screaming no, and Phillippe's like...
Because it reminded me, like in the 80s, that when they had pro wrestling, there was some loser has to get their hair cut match.
Oh, man.
That was a real thing.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, and then I was thinking like the Samson overtones, and just whatever reason, that's what makes him lose it.
Yeah, is the hair.
Still trying to think of something for God.
How about How It's Going Down?
How
this
is
Go down. First, I'm gonna kick you in the chin, breaking your jaw in 4 places.
So funny.
I take you and karate flip you over my back, and then knee your nose into your brain, killing you instantly. I do want to get a throat rip in here. Think that's gonna be you, small fry. One thing I do know: at the end of the day, Cunth, I'm gonna rip your dick off and shove it in your mouth, and that is non-negotiable.
So funny.
Fucking back!
He just gets the shit kicked out when he tossed on a window. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorites.
Can you play the tits line? Because
That went great. That was fucking tits.
when he's in the club and like McGruber, what was that? And that's the first thing he said. Can you play that again?
That went great. That was fucking tits.
When I first learned the word tits, I was like 4th grade, probably 3rd grade, and he started saying like this shit, it's the tits, it's the tits. So when he said it's the tits, I must have used that line 100 times when I was in the 4th and 5th grade, to the point where I got a letter home from the teacher because I used it actually in school. Well, it was the best.
When I got a A+ on my sex ed exam, I went home to my mom and I was like, "Hey, look, Ma,
That was fucking tits.
there were fucking tits in the sex ed class."
The first porn I ever saw was a porn called Loose Ends 2. I was over at the Redmond's house, and as soon as we watched the whole thing, and after it was over, I went straight to a promontory and screamed out loud.
Great. That was fucking tits.
Yeah.
At my bachelor party, I think the only thing I said when I blacked out from drinking too much and a potential infused brownie, I ran around Dames and Games in downtown Los Angeles saying,
That went great. That was fucking tits.
Yeah.
Although, oddly enough, I don't remember any boobs from that because I was so black out.
Steve's shirt is a fantastic shirt. It's Philadelphia star Mike Schmidt, who I think is the tits as well. And when I was a kid, he had an awesome mustache, which I turned to my dad after watching a baseball game and said,
That went great. That was fucking tits.
I think actually the director of Birdman, when he won this year, I think in Spanish he said this, so it didn't translate well, but in Spanish he said,
That went great. That was fucking tits.
Yeah. It was
terrible.
First time I saw Journey live in Houston on DVD, which is currently the only DVD I owned. I was crying afterwards, but I said to myself in a weepy tone,
That went great. That was fucking tits.
Yeah.
Speaking of Journey, honestly, what's the soundtrack on McGruber looking like? Did you pull that up? Like every song I thought was fantastic.
Toto Rosanna is in it.
so good.
Eddie Money, Take Me Home
That's
Tonight.
so good.
That's one of my favorite jokes, though, is when it's always a badass, like, modern song, and then it cuts to what he's really listening to, and it's Miata.
so
and it's
funny.
Like, super,
You all the way.
it's a super, like, awesome, slow rock song.
Yeah, 80s cheese.
What else?
When it's raining and he gets his outfit out of the grave and it's all like folded and it's he cuts his hair in the rain into the mullet.
It's so
When his
perfect.
outfit was buried. Did we play that? Tell me where you want me to fuck. Did we play that yet?
Yeah, Can you play that, Alexis?
This is actually what I said to the first girl I ever had sex with.
Wait, which one is that?
Tell me what you want me to fuck.
I don't think we have that.
I think it's just called fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What you want me to fuck?
Jesus Christ, McGruber.
Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
It's really weird that he copied When I Lost My Virginity. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
That was the point when my dad was like, "Turn off this movie. This is inappropriate to watch in front of a girl." I was like, Dad, when he says like, "I think I have some coffee toner or white out."
Oh my god!
I don't have any lube, but is there any white out or coffee toner?
Oh man! All right, I think we got a few. Yeah, play the sex scene.
Oh come on, we could do a riff on "Tell Me What You Want Me to Fuck." It's too obvious though.
It's a layup.
How do you beat me losing my virginity?
That will go out on that.
It's sadly true. Sadly true.
Can you play the sex scene, Alexis?
I'm just assuming this is what it sounded like when you lost your virginity.
It is.
I'm gonna freaking explode inside you. I'm gonna spill it. I'm gonna fill you up.
Fill you up. What? I'm gonna fill you up.
Just let me do this.
You gotta play that
We
again.
haven't talked about how great Kristen Wiig was in this.
Oh,
it's so weird.
She's
That is
so funny.
She's amazing.
Shit.
They're in modern times, but she looks like Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Tazo T scene when she
So funny.
screaming. That's
Take the tip out. I would never tip.
McGruber doesn't like. McGruber doesn't like. He's all about the tall Tazo T.
She's like apologizing. Don't say you're sorry. You're not sorry.
Oh god, she was brilliant.
My
in
friends
this.
were getting shot, and they're okay. So we got now.
That scene was great. How they shot that with her on the floor screaming, and everybody like, "What's?"
Okay,
It's a
Vicki.
really well shot comedy. It's shot better than most comedies or action movies lately.
7 blocks away. Okay, 20 blocks.
You got it.
There was no spots. There were with meters.
With meters. Just his tone.
Ryan Phillippe's really good in this movie.
Great.
Too. Like
He might be his best movie.
He's a great straight man, and you forget that you don't know that you don't usually think of him with comedy and. Like his career has been very varied. He's done really good stuff. Like The Way of the Gun is awesome too. But this he was so good in this. It makes me wish he was in more stuff.
Just awesome. Can you play the sex scene again, please?
Do I have to?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna freaking explode inside you. I'm gonna spill it. I'm gonna fill you up.
Fill you up. Fill you up.
Just let me do this.
How great was it that he just leaves immediately afterwards? He's like, I gotta go. He just gets up and leaves.
Shit. My favorite thing is that comes after like a really like pseudo fake romantic montage that was clearly making fun of all the shitty 80s sex scenes where it's like she's like putting her finger in his belly button and like they're rubbing their hand.
The glistening.
The best part is when the hand grips the sheet, which always happened in 80s movies and sex scenes where it was like, I don't think ever in my life in any sex moment have I gripped a sheet and gone, yeah. Or seen a girl do that in real life. I have very little experience.
Can you play the sex scene one more time? Yes, play it. Just play it one more time. It's so good. Play it.
gonna freaking explode inside you. I'm gonna spill it. Fill you up.
So gross.
Fill you up.
That's so funny when she says it.
Just let me do that.
It's them detective.
I feel like the next time I had sex after I watched McGruber, like the thought process of doing that, I was like, I'm gonna do it
just for laughs.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
And then just hope they were a McGruber fan, because then you'd be soulmates.
Yeah, yeah.
If she's like, I'm gonna fill you up, and you're like, take these broken wings.
I think we have a couple more.
We got a few more.
Yeah, what else we got in there?
Oh my god, this is such a. It's not like a normal episode because it's just funny as shit. You know.
The legendary
what's
McGruber.
Oh yeah.
Former Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, and Green Beret. Served 6 tours in Desert Storm, 4 in Bosnia, 3 each in Angola, Somalia, Mozambique, Nicaragua, and Sierra Leone. Recipient of 16 Purple Hearts, 3 Congressional Medals of Honor, 7 Presidential Medals of Bravery, and starting tight end for the University of Texas, El Paso.
That's great.
That was a long time ago.
Listen,
Oh my God.
With all due respect, whatever it is you're here for, the answer is no.
That's pretty much lifted from Rambo 2.
Yeah.
And the best thing is McGruber's clearly
Starting tight end and you just sell pass.
Do they sell those jerseys?
No.
Oh my God! I'm going to El Paso to do comedy next weekend.
Next weekend?
I'm going to UTEP. I'm gonna go give me 88 with McGruber on the back.
You can get them custom, I'm sure.
I'm sure, right? If not, go on. I'm sure we could get it online.
Yeah.
McGruber.
that'd be amazing.
You'd be forget about the
UTEP
pooping
jersey
thing. UTEP McGruber.
That's the greatest gift ever.
Yeah.
If I hit the lotto this year, everybody's getting that as a Christmas gift. What is it? It's a McGruber UTEP jersey. How great
Make
is
sure
that?
you send one to Josh's dad.
Yeah. Can you? How would your dad respond to a McGruber?
I'm going to call my dad to see, because I remember the first time I saw this movie. Whoever was in charge of the marketing, I'm sorry, you dropped the ball. No pun intended to the tight end thing, because I was old enough where I wasn't really watching SNL anymore, because that's pretty much for like little kids, I guess, because I don't want to criticize the show. Yeah. I loved it growing up. I sort of fell out of love with it as I got older and busier. And then I remember seeing the trailer for McGruber, and I'm like, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
And then David Taylor, who's a comedic
Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah, he's a comedian writer. I trust his opinion.
Okay.
He was like, have you seen McGruber? I'm like, no. He was like, leave now. It's at Redbox. Go rent. I'm like, really, dude? He goes, it's that good.
Yeah.
He goes, it's the funniest comedy in the last 10 years. I'm like, only I will trust your word. I was laughing so hard. There's only been 2 movies that I wish I did not watch alone. The first one was Taken, and the other one was McGruber, where I literally called my brothers on the East Coast to wake them up. I'm like dying laughing. I wanted to share the laughs with them.
Why Taken?
Because Taken, I thought, was such a great action movie.
Oh, okay.
It was so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like you were laughing hysterically.
No. I think
sex trades.
No. It was just that good.
I watched. I agree with you with Taken. I watched Taken on like a torrent that I.
Yeah.
And I don't do that anymore. But yeah, I remember watching it on my computer with headphones.
So
and
and it's so rare that there's movies that are that good, and McGruber's one of them. Like it hit this out of the park for
I agree 100%.
Every time.
But if Rippin' Throats gets that warhead back, I'll suck as many dicks as I've got, rip as many throats as I have.
It's so funny.
Can you play that again?
But if Rippin' Throats gets that warhead back, I'll suck as many dicks as I've got, rip as many throats as I have to.
So funny.
Oh my God. Well, I want to just thank Steve for coming back on the show.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for doing McGruber too.
Of course, man.
I thank you both for exposing me to this movie. Because I've had a friend that comes over a bunch, and he always would pull it out of my collection and set it down near the TV and be like, "You have to watch this." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll get to it." And I never did until you both inspired me to watch it.
You've
changed my life.
Good. That's what we do here on Go To Movie Pleasures. We change lives through ripping throats and sucking
I have a piece of celery in my butt right now.
Oh, so funny.
Yes.
So funny.
Are we done?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? All right. That was a quick one.
Yeah. Well, we're back next week. We're not sure what we're doing yet. I think we'll probably not do Long Kiss Goodnight again.
Yeah. We didn't have time for Long Kiss Goodnight this week.
Steve, tell the people you're in El Paso. What's
I'm
on
doing
tour?
a bunch of spots in Wisconsin. You know what? if you guys are in San Diego the weekend after 4th of July Comic-Con weekend, I'm going to be at the La Jolla Comedy Store for Comic-Con weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have my CD is available on iTunes. It's called Remember This. I want you guys to check it out.
And your podcast, Good Times.
Yeah, my podcast, Good Times. I got to get you back on. Love to have you on.
Yeah, totally. That's
a lot of fun.
Oh, it's
Thanks
so
for
much
coming.
fun. Just talking being a kid and being awesome.
Oh my God, I just did that this last weekend.
Yeah.
Just nonstop talking about how being in the 80s was way better than now.
And you guys can at Steve Simone on Twitter, at Ben Begley Comedy, at Josh Macuga. Find us here. You guys can go to my YouTube channel, Between the Sheets TV. Check out my show, Between the Sheets. Until the next time, what's your guilty movie pleasure?
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or friends.